What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised.
Riverdale, what the cast should have looked like. If you think you know everything there is to know about Riverdale, think again. The incredibly popular series was based on characters from the Archie Comics series. But did you know that many of the cast members look nothing like the original characters? Here's what the cast members should have looked like. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos. Riverdale is one of America's most popular young adult television shows, and has proven to be incredibly successful for both the CW and Netflix. The show has helped bring the Archie universe to a brand new generation who can't seem to get enough of this amazing show.
We have to burn all of our clothes, including Jughead's beanie. We never speak of this. Ever. Do it.
The drama is based on several characters from the Archie Comics series that was originally released in the 1940s. The writers have done an amazing job bringing these characters to life after the series was pitched to the CW. The series made its television debut in January of 2017 and was a smash hit for the teen and young adult audiences who tuned in. A total of 4 seasons have been released so far, and Season 5 premiered its first episode in January of this year. All things considered, the showrunners and casting department have done a great job keeping the show true to the original comic series. They have certainly taken some creative liberties with the storyline and a few of the characters, but all around, they're doing amazing work. However, this doesn't mean that they got every character picture perfect to how they should have looked when basing them on the comics. Jughead Jones. Let's start things off on a lighter note, shall we? Jughead Jones is one of the lead characters of Riverdale. He has appeared in the Archie comics for decades, so, understandably, fans expected a lot out of his character in Riverdale. We have to give credit where it is due. Cole Sprouse looks spot on to how Jughead looked in the comics. Cole Sprouse had to dye his naturally blonde hair for the part, but the makeup workers did an amazing job. His dark hair now looks as natural as ever, and you'd never be able to tell that it isn't his natural hair color. They even worked hard to make sure that he has the signature hair swoosh that the original Jughead had, though not to the same extent. In the comics, Jughead's hat looks like more of a crown than anything, though the Riverdale team dialed this look back a little bit and gave Jughead his signature beanie. Though they made sure to pay attention to every detail. They even got the little red circle and white rectangle correct, placing them on the right-hand side of Jughead's hat. To take things even further, they also added a few sharp points to the top of the hat, making it very similar to the hat that the original Jughead wore in the comics. Overall, the team at Cole Sprouse did an amazing job keeping Jughead true to his original form. Fred Andrews. You may think that since they did such a great job on Jughead, the rest of the characters would look amazing too, right? Sadly, no, you'd be dead wrong. This is where things start to take a turn. The late Luke Perry starred as Archie's father, Fred. In the original comics, Fred was a large man that was almost completely bald. He only had a small ring of hair left around the base of his skull, as well as a pencil-thin split mustache. He was one of the most iconic characters from the comics and was a stark contrast to his son, Archie. It seems like the casting department wanted to upgrade Fred when they decided to cast Luke Perry. Luke did an amazing job portraying Fred, but we have to admit, he doesn't even look similar to the original Fred Andrews. I don't know what the casting department thought that they were doing when they cast the teen heartthrob Luke Perry as Fred. They couldn't look more different. Throughout his time with the series, Luke sported his signature messy beard, mustache, and short haircut. His personality and demeanor were certainly reminiscent of his comic counterpart, but his appearance could not be further away from the comics.
Welcome home, Ferris. Sneaking out, breaking curfew, getting into fights.
Archie Andrews. Archie's character in Riverdale is both a hit and a miss. We can all agree that KJ Apa is an incredibly attractive man. Who wouldn't want a piece of that? Nevertheless, while he shares some characteristics with Archie from the comics, he doesn't quite hit a home run in regards to his appearance. The original Archie Andrews was an avid sports player. He didn't discriminate when it came to his extracurricular activities. He would play whatever sport he wanted anytime it was in season. We can assume that Archie would most likely be a pretty muscular guy, though he never shows off his muscles much in the comics. KJ Apa, however, is super buff. He somehow managed to get completely ripped by spending a few hours a day working a part-time construction job for 3 months. Whatever he is doing, he should keep it up because this guy is a hunk. All that aside, the casting department did pretty well by casting an attractive redhead with thick eyebrows that looks like he could play any sport you could imagine. Still, his appearance isn't exactly like the version of Archie that's in the comics. Yes, he has red hair, but KJ's hair is much darker than it should be. There's also a concerning lack of freckles on his face. Overall, KJ is a great fit for Archie, but it seems as though the casting directors may have missed the mark a little bit.
You think you can attack us from the shadows, but Riverdale is a lot stronger than you, and we're not afraid.
Cheryl Blossom. Let's shift gears and talk about everyone's second favorite redhead, shall we? Cheryl Blossom played a somewhat minor role throughout the comic series. For the most part, she was nothing more than a supporting character who was drooling over Archie any chance she got. She has a much more important role in Riverdale and is the center of attention in many episodes. To be honest, the team did a great job casting Madelaine Petsch as Cheryl, though there are a few important differences between Madelaine and Cheryl. The most obvious difference is that Madelaine does not have the signature bangs that Cheryl has in the comics. This is most likely because at the time of filming Riverdale, bangs aren't a common style choice. It's difficult for someone to pull off bangs in this day and age, so it's possible that the casting department wanted to keep up with the times and not rock the boat too much. Nevertheless, Madelaine is also missing the bright green eyes that are apparent in the Archie comics. This is a minor complaint and it isn't a huge deal. Madelaine does a great job portraying Cheryl, but we can't help but wonder if the makeup specialist could have done a little bit better job prepping her for the big screen.
Clean that up, plebe. The way you did my brother's blood.
Betty Cooper. We don't have any complaints about Betty, so if we miss something, be sure to let us know in the comments. Throughout the comic series, Betty is known for being super nice to her friends, and she has a heart of gold, much like her hair. Lili Reinhart seems to have captured the essence of Betty with flying colors. It seems as though she was born for this role, and we couldn't imagine anyone doing a better job. Just like Cheryl, it seems like the only detail that the showrunners missed was the bangs. But again, different times, different styles. Aside from this very minor complaint, Betty looks perfectly accurate to her original character. Really though, great job, Lili. You clearly did your research for Betty's character and are doing an outstanding job on the show.
There is a
He's fine. Get him on the bus, okay?
Veronica Lodge. Camila Mendes admitted that she didn't plan on auditioning for the role of Veronica in Riverdale. That is, until she found out that the casting crew wanted to switch Veronica's nationality to Latina. She was Caucasian in the comics and had beautiful brown hair. However, they felt that giving her a slight background change and making her Latina would better fit with today's climate and help bring the show into the modern era of television. Because of these changes, Camila felt as though she had a great chance at landing the role and decided to audition. Unsurprisingly, she made it through the auditions with flying colors and was granted the part. There isn't much to say about her appearance in comparison to the comics because she is the spitting image of Veronica. She couldn't look more like her comic book character if she tried. Josie McCoy. Throughout the comic series, Josie McCoy is often seen wearing a catsuit while performing with Josie and the Pussycats. She continues this trend in Riverdale, but there are a few key differences between Ashleigh Murray and Josie McCoy. Ashleigh seems to have curly hair, and the casting crew didn't make any attempts to fix this issue. Instead, it seems as though they learned into Josie's differing appearance and created her character from scratch. Josie also originally had red hair, though Ashleigh's hair is dark brown. All in all, it doesn't seem like much inspiration was taken from the comics when redesigning Josie's character. However, Ashleigh does an amazing job as Josie and brings a new vibe to the character. So while the two don't look similar in any way, we couldn't imagine Josie McCoy being played by anyone else. Also, did you know that Josie was in a Riverdale spin-off series called Katie Keene? The show was canceled after just one season, but if you're a fan of Riverdale and Josie McCoy, check it out. Did we miss any of your favorite characters? Let us know your thoughts on these character differences in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.